Welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing great out there. It is a beautiful, gorgeous Tuesday morning, and you know what? It was so early. Got up really early this morning. Was super productive around the house, and heading out to the store. Heading out to go open my shop, and I'm 3 hours early before I gotta open. So why don't we do a nice view or a nice different cinematic background tonight for morning coffee with Mike. Today for morning coffee with Mike, guys. If you haven't checked out our last episode of Mike in the Night, for 509, I'm in the fours. I don't know why I'm in the fours. Go back to 509 on Rumble. Really good callers, and Odyssey. Rumble and Odyssey. Mike, I come in here to say hello. How are you doing this afternoon, sir? It is still early morning here where I am at. That's Raw News TV. I'm doing good. So we're getting everyone starting to join us. YYC guy, good morning. Fruit Loops, Cam Loops. Oh wow! I just realized that it's really hard to see the comments outside. It's really hard to read what is being posted there. So, yeah, everything is coming to light. Again, the pendulum has swung back. Governments have lost grip on reality. They're having a really tough time maintaining. The narrative, and yeah, and Fauci just got appointed as at Harvard. He got a position there. It's just like Lori Lightfoot. They got these positions in these places. What camera are you using? I'm just using my phone. So we got Dwayne here from Ontario. Lux Report in the house. Henry S in the house. 90s baby in the house. Oi Mike, oi, tudo bem? We have I can't see that. NOB from Vancouver. And yeah, okay guys, so I'm just outside here in this little, I come up here sometimes to do live streams for you guys. There's the No Frills Dollarama there. It's up a little bit up on the hill here, and this is the entrance here on the highway. So going that way takes you to Vancouver, and then going that way takes you to Kamloops or to the interior of the province. And I like to come here. It's quiet, and that's why I like living in a small town. You have the ability to be just kind of, yeah, you're going to be harassed and hated by some of the locals because they don't like big city or big town folk, or people moving into their town, but you still, you kind of get away from all the big distractions from the city. So we got Adrian in the house saying hi. We got Victory saying Swafla. And then we got Looks Great, says Lux Report. Do you think it's controlled opposition? Can we trust him? You can't trust nobody but yourself. You only trust in you and what you believe. And if you believe in something and there's nothing that could sway you, and you have your... Because whatever you believe, you become, right? So, yeah, no, everything is controlled to a point of allowability, right? Trust no one, says Dwayne. Just trust yourself. What's yourself telling you? What do you feel? How do you feel? Everybody wants a hero. I was looking at videos from 2016, 2015, when back in the day when Trump was talking about running for presidency, and he went down to go see the border wall, and yeah, I was telling people, and I was walking around in a park in Vancouver making the video saying, if Trump runs, because he was talking about running, he will win, because the American status quo is tired of the swamp, tired of all this bad government decisions that have been made over the years, and they needed to shake things up, right? Yeah, don't trust Elon. Just don't trust. Just trust issues are, trust is a big thing now. It's hard to just give away to anybody anything. You know what I mean, guys? So, yeah, look at that little mountain there. They're building homes up there. And it's looking good. It's looking really good. Yeah, Merritt is, I think, has fully expanded to 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 as far as it could go. I don't think there's no more, because once you hit the highway here, you're already leaving town, right? And then you got to reserve that way. You got to reserve that way. So Merritt's kind of like locked in, so to say. So there it is right there. There's the Dollarama. Just chilling out here, enjoying this beautiful morning with you guys. What more can I say? Okay, let's get to some comments. Robert Kennedy Jr. had a lot of great video speaking about the dangers. The truth is slowly hitting the public. You're right, trust no one but God. Yeah, they're all in it. Yep, like the Raven says. The Raven always says, they're all in it. They are all on the same team, playing on the same team. Hey, Mike, do not read my comments back. I'll get your channel smacked. Oh, I'm trying to be careful when I'm reading comments. You know, like I try really hard to be careful when I'm reading comments. So, yeah, so I'm just kind of here in this cul-de-sac. It's really nice. I like walking around and kind of, yeah, it's still early, so I just thought, you know, I'd come up here and talk with you guys. Will interest rates go down, Mike? No, they can't. If interest rates go down, we can't buy food. So they're going to have to keep, like, they're going to have to bring rates. Go back to our video we made 5 years ago where people were pooping on me. The video was titled, Rates Need to Reach 9% by 2022. Yeah, interest rates need to be 9% by 2022 or we can't afford to buy food. The video's up, you could see it from 5 years ago. And you could see what I'm talking about, and I show you on a graph how interest rates need to keep going up so people in Canada will suffer, Australia, New Zealand will suffer, because they bought $1 million homes that weren't $1 million homes. They spent $2-3 million on a home that you could respectfully buy in Central Florida or Alabama or somewhere in the North or South Carolina for 70 grand. So that's the problem. That's the problem. They were over leveraged. Some food are 300% more. New carbon tax smack this month in Canada. Yeah, there's this new carbon tax, second carbon tax we're paying here in Canada. And a lot of this has to be rolled out to, again, to impoverish Canadian middle class and to get rid of the Canadian proper. Or the people that built the infrastructure in Canada are basically being shown the door through poverty, right? And that's what's happening here, folks. They're being shown the door through poverty. And yeah. Who else is up here? Who else is out here? 90s baby, I want to move to Nova Scotia. Bad idea. Well, it's up to you if you want to move out east. It's just, you got 8 or 9 months of cold. That's the only thing you got to deal with, right? Yep, and credit became really more hard to reach, and Nova Scotia is hardest with carbon taxes. Yeah. A lot of the provinces where housing is still kind of mediocre or within range for middle class, they're going to hit you with the taxes, right? And that goes back to trends in the housing market we did back in 2015, where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Do you own? And if you do, they'll tax you to death. Do you rent? If you do, you're looking at an eviction because they're going to raise taxes, and they're going to in turn, your landlords will raise your rent, right? This huge bubble is going to end badly. Nice seeing you outside. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to do a little something different here for you guys, you know? Someone's saying something here. Is house price going up in Merritt? No, house prices are now slowly on a trickle decline, and they're going to keep declining because the average wage earner in the town I live in is around 46 to 55,000 for the average. 46 to 55,000 is the average wage earner. Multiply that by 4.5. And that's what a house should be here in my area. But unfortunately, housing is still 16, 24 times the annual income, 32 times the annual income. So unfortunately, so in Canada, when you're calculating the 4.5, you actually have to do it net, not gross. So, oh, I make $5,000 a month, Mike. I'm making $5 large a month. Okay, how much of that do you take home? $3,100 after government taxes. Okay, so you pay taxes on your labor, so you come home with 3,100 bucks. Okay, so how much do you make a year then? Oh, 100,000. No, you don't. You take the 3,100 and multiply it by 12. And that's how much you actually make. You don't get any tax. You pay a lot of tax in Canada. So you take the $3,100. That'll be what? Let's say 3,000 a month take home. That's $36,000 take home a year. Multiply that by 4.5, and that's what your average home should be going for in your area, right? Okay. I wear a tinfoil hat, and Alice Rabbit gets no bottom. Where is it? You want to know what boy, if you're just learning about certain things, wait till you really get deep into research. You called stuff from like years ago. That's real talent. Yo, don't let anyone doubt you ever. Oh, Mr. Roboto's in the house. Hey, I would rather wear a tinfoil mask than a tinfoil hat than be labeled as a dumbass all my whole life. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. Love you. Thanks for speaking the truth. That's living the dream. The more I research things, I lose many friends. Yeah. When you start looking into things and doing your own deep dives and figuring things out on your own, you'll start to really realize that everything's been an entire lie. Everything has been a facade. Everything that's been told to you was told to you for the reasoning of others to capitally gain off of your feelings, interests, and all that stuff. Feelings are dog poop. You guys know how I feel about that. You know, if my dad was still alive and I was, let's say, in a rut or feeling down, my dad would kick my butt and tell me who the hell, this and that, and really put me in my place. My dad would kick my butt so good that I would realize, you know what I mean? You know what's going on right now in the state of Florida with Vanguard Real Estate Company. They went and took and confiscated over 11,000 homes that were damaged from Hurricane Michael. Reselling PR, maybe profit. South Florida is only going to go up at least $1,200 in 2 years, $1,100 now, $2,400 same property. In Quebec, every time an item is 15% of selling tax. That's correct. Do you have an opinion on wildfires? I don't believe it is natural occurring yet. We do have an opinion on wildfires. Just go back to the channel, go to the little magnifying glass if you're on a desktop, and search across the channel and type in wildfires. We did quite a few wildfire videos and what was happening and reports we're getting on the ground, and we did cover it on Mike in the Night like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We did do a whole thing and we did cover the wildfires in Canada. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening when it comes to what you're being told. And there's a couple of things. I mean, there's a couple of things, speaking about wildfires, that I could talk about that would actually get me shot that I will get shot point blank on where I'm standing. If I discuss certain things, I would be shot point blank. Right where I'm standing here. Like, so I got to be careful with that. Do you think Pierre Poilievre is also a hypocrite? Yes. The problem with him is I made a video a year and a half, 2 years ago, asking Pierre Poilievre several questions. The video is called A Message to Pierre Poilievre. And I said to him, well, how are you going to balance the books in Canada when you have to actually fire 80 to 90% of the useless public sector that's doing nothing? And how are you going to fix the housing crisis? The only way you could do it is by actually reinstating the money laundering investigative team, third party, non-government, money laundering investigative team. They already investigated money laundering several times, and they had to shut it down because over 110,000 people of Chinese origin were going to see jail time. So they had to shut that down, right? So if it was 110,000 Canadians, truckers, or people that are for Canada and build Canada better back, those Canadians will see jail time if that was them. And they'd be damaged by Canada, the Revenue Agency, always after them for money and trying to put them in jail. Yes, if it was Canadian, because it's not Canadian proper that's committing the money laundering crimes and the fentanyl and all the Chinese gangs laundering money through Canada real estate and parking their money and leaving homes empty, it doesn't affect, they're not going to touch it. They won't touch it, right? Okay, what do we got here? Data shows Canada gross domestic product GDP grew by 0.4% for the month back of manufacturing, wholesale trade, and real estate. Well, yeah, they're going to have to add real estate into GDP, right? Dana, thank you. I know who you... Oh, everything keeps disappearing. I know who you are. I can't see that. I know what you mean. He does a lot on earthquakes and volcanoes, I believe. All right. There you go, guys. It's really hard to... It sucks. These comments are really hard to see. And no, I don't need glasses. It's just the sun is so powerful, right? But it's good. It's a beautiful morning here in Merritt, British Columbia. Let me give you guys a little bit of a landscape. There's the highway to go to Vancouver there. And a little bit of a landscape, a tour here for you guys. So there's no politician that's going to come in and fix anything unless they're really unless they're willing to start axing things and really fix. There's too much public sector in Canada. The public sector is running rampant, and more people getting medium six-figure incomes, working for the government of Canada so they can learn English and live a nice, beautiful life, while the people that built the buildings these people are in and built the infrastructure and the roads for these people to go to work don't have a say in anything, right? And that's been the biggest problem we're having here in Canada. And this has been going on for years. This has been going on for many years now. But man, is it ever a beautiful day. All right, who else is in the comments here? Okay, Dana, thank you. Okay, what are your thoughts on physical silver or gold? Again, our first channel, we were like big silver and gold bugs on our first channel when our channel was taken down in 2012. But we did a lot of silver and gold videos. I even did a whole video discussing how much silver is above ground versus how much physical silver is above ground, and relating it to how much paper derivatives or paper IOUs exist through like JP Morgan and other big banks where they give you paper certificates. We did a lot of videos, like really well edited videos on that, and channel got taken down, and then this channel is shadow banned. So but yeah, gold and silver are important. Gold and silver has been money since the time of Moses. Gold and silver is time tested and true, right? Mike, I really appreciate your channel. You are a wealth of information. There is no picture Canada truck stop. There is wait, Mike, is there a picture Canada truck stop in Merritt? I don't know what that means. Is there a Petro-Canada? Yeah, I think there is. I think there is a Petro-Canada here. They're overselling silver through paper. So, yeah, we did a video 3 years ago. It's still on the channel. Go look it up, please. It's called People Paying Over Spot for Silver and Gold. It was China. The Chinese were buying. We did a whole thing, and then a bunch of other financial channels took our information. I got an email from oh God, what's his name again? Damn, I forgot his name. Shanghai Charlie sent us an email, and he's been reporting for Mike in the Night for a long time now, and he basically told me that they are. Let me just open the window here. They are basically buying gold and silver over spot in China, and it's because they knew that their currency was having a tough time. Now with the BRICS nations basically copying what the Portuguese did in the year 1600, creating this Silk Road, again, that was already done previously, but that part of history doesn't count, right? Okay. Right now, I am located in the state of Florida. The average rent is $1,207 for... Oh, where did that go? For a one-bedroom, that is per month. Yeah, in Toronto now, I think they're at $2,700 for a one-bedroom right now. Like really crazy, almost $3,000 in Toronto. And the problem is, again, in Toronto's not like Florida where it's a work-free state. You actually, 40% of what you make goes to the government. So you don't keep your money. So Health and Science Medicare will allow pharmaceutical companies to publicly discuss drug prices and negotiations. A two-bedroom is $1,800 a month, and a three-bedroom is going to run you $2,450 a month. And security first and last month is required. Do you think Canadian schools are bad at teaching English and French to immigrants? I don't know that. That's a good question. Are bad? No, most people that come to Canada that come from not Europe. Europeans don't come in. Europeans are not welcome. Canada closed immigration from Europeans in 1993. So ever since 1993, Europeans have not been coming into Canada anymore. They basically have not been welcomed here. And no, a majority of people that do come to Canada that don't speak any English, they usually get jobs at airports, they get jobs in the government, they get good incomes too. So a lot of them are taken care of here. They didn't build the airport or anything. Oh, no, it was the Europeans that built the airports. Most that came to Canada figured out after about a year they've made a huge mistake. What about Ukrainians? I don't know. I did get an email. I did get an email from a Ukrainian that was watching my Get Out of Vancouver videos that I made, and he came over to Canada, and he has 3 children and a wife, and he can't find anywhere to live. That everything's so expensive, and he was asking about Merritt. If you move to Merritt, would it be more cheaper? And I'm like, it's a bit cheaper, but then your jobs aren't going to pay you as much, so you have to factor in everything in Canada is out of control. Any plans for the summer? You know what? I am going to do a lot of organizing around the house, to be honest with you. I got a little open window right now where my wife and kids are on vacation, and they're enjoying themselves, thank God. So it's nice. So I got this time with my mom, so we're gonna organize and clean out the house and do a lot of dump runs for the next week. Is Toronto gonna be set on fire like Paris? That's a good question. Somebody asked me that the other day too when we were doing Mike in the Night as France was burning. This is like our 11th Mike in the Night we've done in the last 7 years where France is burning. I'm actually pretty surprised of how much we covered this over the years. It's called no confidence in government. Once there is no confidence in government, then we could go from there and see what happens. Once people have no confidence in their governments, then yes, you will see a France-like protest or marches or whatever here in Canada. And we did have a yellow vest movement in Canada in 2018. I did watch the video I made back in 2018, November of 2018. We made a video of the yellow vest movement in here in Merritt, in Edmonton, in Toronto, in Nova Scotia. Yeah. Friend of mine is going to Paris next week. Spoke to a few cousins she knows. They say there is no issues. Interesting. Mind you that this protest is being contained outside of Paris, right? So it is being contained, but there's a protest every week in France about something. You don't want to be labeled a resident, you must change your status. I live in an RV and I love it. I can leave and go wherever the hell I want, when I want, if I want. That's good. Or you wanna downsize to a stretch four-door Dodge van or Chevy van and converting it off four-wheel drive, lifted suspension, and I'm out with my tools in my dog. And my dog, maybe. You're talking about the Dutchanese, one of the baddest dudes to ever do it. Uh, what are your thoughts on Prime Minister Abe of Japan being shot? Well, that was a while back, right? I think we covered that too. I think we that was a headline we covered on the show. Um, Again, anyone that's for, because he was the one that was against Japan reforming or creating a military, because he was against Japan, because since World War II, Japan has never had a military, and now with obviously Americans trying to sell arms and weapons overseas, if Japan, like South Korea, opens up a bit and buys more military hardware, it's good for the military industrial complex. And but this last former prime minister of Japan did not want Japan to create a military. He was against it, and that's what got him in trouble. Uh, what are your thoughts on? Is it because of racism, Dutch sense? I hear a helicopter. Are you close to a helicopter? I just heard one fly by this way. I am aware of a lady who immigrated from the Philippines. She fought hard to get here and had planned to bring her family over. Now she is saving her money to try to get back home. Yeah, it's getting too outrageous here, guys. I live not far from a small airport. Helicopter flew in about an hour ago. Then came an ambulance. Then came ambulance. Oh, because probably helicopter left. Woo! Guys, don't forget to go on Rumble. Type in Mike in the Night or Mike Martins. Go to episode 509. It's a really good one. We had some really good callers in, and there was one caller that was talking about slavery and this and that, and California didn't hold slaves, and stated that California did have slaves. The North held slaves 7 years longer than the South did. The North that freed the slaves, and it was everything. So, and I try to create a moment in his mind, or try to create a visualization. Look at all the BS around us today. What makes you think that during the Civil War they weren't pushing those BS narratives? I believe that they needed a unified union, a unified America, unified America to kick off World War One. It wouldn't work. Now with the Union, with the Confederacy seceding from the Union and creating their own country is a bad thing. It's racist. So with the Union, with the whole Union thing, against the Confederates, and not allowing a country to be independent from its host, that's pretty scary. We saw it in Catalonia. If you go back on Mike and the Knights from 2017, 2018, Catalonia want to separate from Spain. They have their own flag, their own language, their own port, their own economy, and they wanted to separate from Spain. And all the people that were part of the referendum or the secession went to jail for trying to secede. And that's very sad. That's very, very sad. Stop thinking government cares. Yeah, the government doesn't give a rat's. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, my wife and two friends there visited you. You got you not long ago. Love the game. We played at your store and bought. Oh, that's Mr. Roboto. That's right. That's right. You came. Yeah, a lot of people come and play board games with me at the shop. Man, I am so excited. I don't know. It's so excited. It's so happy, exciting to be alive right now. To kind of see how things unfold. To kind of see how things progress. To kind of see what they're trying to sell us. Right? What are they trying to sell us? What are they trying to tell us? All right, let's get into more. Guys, I'm going to be on the freedomreport.ca tonight with Kevin J. Johnston. He wants to cover the France burn stuff, so I got a little bit of backstory for that for him. So I'll be on the Kevin J. Johnston show tonight. If you guys want to join us, that will be 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So Los Angeles time. Sports is all rigged. All sports is rigged. Everything. Hey, Sheridan. How you doing? Yeah, so all sports are rigged. You guys know that. You know this. It's none of it, especially at a world level, like the World Cup of soccer. It's all staged. It's all already. If you look at the flow charts of money moving around between referees and linesmen and coaches and organizations, you'll see what sports has been rigged since the really early 1920s. I'm not making this up. Like really early. Like I'm talking about like 1918, 1920. World sports have been very organizedly fixed. I'm not talking about Major League Baseball or NFL. I'm talking about at a world level. If they had the World Cup of American football and every country provided a football team to play in a World Cup, all of that would always be. They will never allow a country from Africa or somewhere in Southeast Asia to win it. They'll never allow a certain country to win certain things, It's always staged. Always fixed. Just like our media, just like our water system, just like everything, our electrical system, our internet system. They're looking to ban internet. They're looking to start banning internet and creating problems because as the government starts losing as the narrative falls apart, they're going to find ways to either take out the power. They're going to find ways to allocate bandwidth to banks so banks and stores can continue doing business, but people like us can communicate. Yeah, the world's an entire stage, folks. Just enjoy it. Don't take everything so seriously, guys. Don't take everything so seriously. Just enjoy as things progress and enjoy as things unfold, I got new brakes on the van the other day. I got my friend to install them for me. I saved $1,200 just buying the parts myself and getting a friend to do it for me. Hello, Mike. Just getting ready for a jog and happy Independence Day. Yes! Today is the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all the Americans out there. Hey, man, how's it going? Happy Independence Day. Sorry, guys, I should have... Man, So, thank you for telling me in the comments. It is Independence Day. It is Independence 1776. And 1777. Happy 4th of July to the Americans. Sorry, man, I should have... Man, I just... I'm so wrapped up in everything that people, you know what I like? I love it when Jay Leno hits the streets and asks people, hey, do you know what America's celebrating its independence for? Because of Mexico? Like, I love it how people don't know what they're celebrating their independence for, right? And America did the right thing by independing or removing themselves from the crown. Canada's still we are still under the crown here in Canada. We still have crown land. We are basically we're not a republic, and that's why I've been asking for an American takeover for over almost 20 years now here in Canada, because this whole crown and this whole taxation is just beyond. The taxation that we are dealing with is just beyond what we can afford anymore, right? And yeah, here, give you guys a little bit of a tour. There's just outside here, enjoying this mountain range here, talking to you guys. July the 1st was my birthday on Canada Day, so I always celebrate Independence Day as well. That's right. Still got your, yeah, I still got the Red Dragon. Someone's asking me if I still have my old Corvette. Yeah, my old Red Dragon, I'm still kind of, it's a working project, so to say. Mike, what do you think of RFK Jr.? Again, Robert F. Kennedy. If I had to trust a Democrat, if I had to trust a Democrat, I think he'd be the only one I trust. It'd be him. He'd be the only guy that I think I would put my trust in. Is the only guy. Roll the dice, see what happens. And if he's worse than the last guy, oh well. But if he's better than the last guy, then it's a win, right? So I like John Kennedy, because he really outright spoke about the corruption. And RFK he's talking about assassination of his uncle and all this other stuff that's happened. Like, he's been very vocal about certain things that have been happening, and yes, if I had to trust a Democrat, it would be him. All right, I got more comments falling in here. Wow, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Happy 4th of July to my American friends. Oh, God, yeah. Happy 4th of July to my American friends. Independence of 1776, 1777. The founding of a nation. And Canada's scared of that because Canada wants to become a republic. Canada needs independence from the crown. Taxation is out of control. What do you think sparked the battle, the Boston Tea Party and the overthrowing of is taxation? Taxation was just so out of whack that the people just couldn't take it anymore, and that's when they just basically gained independence. And yeah, the British couldn't hold on for long for anything. They just had a internet. There we go. I lost internet there for a second, folks. All I could say is that God put himself in each and every one of us. That's correct. And until people realize that, they'll be better off. He's never left us or forsaken us. And he's a guy with total absolute power. And all Freemasonry. What else is saying here? What else are you guys saying? Government ain't coming to anyone's rescue. That's right. Governments are not there to rescue anybody. All right. World Bank response to food insecurity. I don't think we should have a World Bank. I think everything should be broken down into smaller fractions so that if something does fail, the whole thing doesn't go down. I don't think we should have a world energy, world climate, world anything. Everything should be broken into factions and more independence given to the people. It's given to the independent governing parties. And I believe everything should be broken down to not even a state or provincial level, should actually be broken down into a more of a municipal level. More of a municipal, level, and actually break it down that much. That's what I believe. I believe we should be more and more independent that way. Sorry about the misspelling. I'm doing it because of the algorithm, guys. Yeah, no worries. Declaration Independence 2.0. No, the Americans had a good thing going. They kind of figured out what the deal was. But you got to remember, like 97% of, once America was formed and became a country, or became a republic, or became independent, or whatever way you want to put it, they've been 98 or 97% at war with other countries and stuff. So you got to see that too. A lot of people don't understand. I mean, yeah, it's great to be a republic, to be independent, but don't go to war with other countries, right? Like, stop, leave the other countries alone, right? Are the crowns that cause the inflation in Canada? A little bit. Crown does cause the inflation in Canada because of crown land. If Canada was wide open and it was a republic and the land was all freehold property, then you could acreage land. They'll even be giving it away for free because so much land. But unfortunately, we're not like the United States, where our land is like. If you look at New Zealand, I think 88-90% of it is crown land in New Zealand. Australia, I think it's like 94% crown land. If you go to Canada, I think it's 97 or 96 or 92% crown land. We don't own, we pay taxes to the crown. We are, we're finished. You know what I'm saying? We are serfs, but they're micromanaging what we eat. They're micromanaging what doctors we're allowed to see. They're micromanaging what car insurance companies we could have. They're micromanaging everything within the system, right? With the U.S. National Oceanography and Atmospheric Administration's Climate Prediction Center announcing the formation of the El Nino Southern. Yeah, they're going to always create something when the weather changes to scare people. The weather's always changed before and after us. But do you know that if you take just 4 potatoes and stick them in a brown paper bag in your oven for approximately 2 weeks, then cut them, get the clay, you can have all the potatoes you want. We have been compromised. Everything's been compromised, folks. And yeah, Canada was in fear back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s that there was going to be formation of a republic in Canada because of the European migration that built the infrastructure in Canada. It was the European migration that built everything around you in Canada, right? So, um, what's happened with that is Canada was in fear of becoming a republic because of that, and because that the Europeans were going to be free from Europe, or what was happening in Europe, and they didn't want that. So that's why they closed immigration for Europeans to Canada in 1993, and they made it impossible for Europeans to come here. And you saw the deportation of Portuguese, and apparently there was deportation of Hungarians, deportation of Polish, deportation of tons of culture here back in the 2006, 7, and 8. Predominantly Catholics, and then people say, oh, I don't think that happened. Well, you could look up from 3, 4, 5 years ago. There was a mass deportation of Filipinos. My wife's from the Philippines, right? And a lot of her friends got deported. They wouldn't renew their work permits. So 104,000 Filipinos were deported from Canada in 2017, right? And then they got replaced with non-Catholics. So Filipinos are predominantly Catholic. So Canada is doing a really good psyop, job cleaning out Catholicism or Christianity from its shores, right? Because there's one God and it's God, right? God is God, right? God, the government wants to take the place of God, right? Do you like Filipino foods? Of course I do. Of course. Anyways, carbon tax raises the price of everything. Groceries, grocers' greed also has a big impact. Grocers are riding the coattails of the carbon tax scam. Yeah, there's lots going on, folks. There is a lot going on, folks, and they never tell us what's going on. They never. Look how nice it is out today, guys. Woo! Guys, don't forget to go back on Mike in the Night. Go to rumble.com or rumble. Whatever it is. Rumble. Type in Mike in the Night. Go subscribe to me, Mike Martins. Real Mike Martins. Mike Martins channel. Go find me. Watch episode 509 of Mike in the Night. It's really really good. Really good callers, really good points of views, really good discussion. Yeah, still no accounting on where the carbon tax monies will be spent. It'll probably be sent off somewhere for gender research. Yeah. Oh man, it is beautiful out here. Oh yeah. There's a little bit of haziness in the sky. You guys see that? This morning I woke up and it smelled like burnt plastic. Yeah, I woke up this morning, it smelled like burnt plastic. Mike in the night, obvious false advertising, clearly daytime, just kidding man. Sounds of Freedom movie, a must-see. Watch the show. God bless you and your family. Thank you. God bless you too and your family. What a gorgeous, beautiful day. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off to the store now. I'm going to go open my shop. I'm going to go clean up and take out the garbage. That's why I brought the van today, so I could take out the trash. Oh. Might stop at the shop to say hi in a couple of weeks. Okay, no problem. Alright, guys. Hasta luego. Mucho gusto. I'll see you guys on the flip side. And I want to see if I can get more Spanish people to follow, so we could do Mike in the Night in Spanish again with open lines, so people could call in and stuff. And we used to do Mike in the Night in Spanish, and I would take the English articles and I just translate it on the spot in Spanish right there, and that was a really good one. And then I wouldn't mind doing Mike in the Night even in Portuguese too. But the thing is, we always run out of callers. That's the problem. We run out of people to call. Mike is definitely being washed right now. Someone I can't get to the laptop. I would boot them. Alright, God bless you guys. God bless. Get Ricky Spanish. Yeah, I'll get Ricky Spanish back. He comes from time to time. Ricky Spanish is everywhere, so he's always busy, or he's tied up, or he's researching something or doing something. So I'll get him back on again, guys. Until next time, guys, thank you so much. God bless. I'll see you on the flip side. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.